Okay. Very interesting.
And instead of firing the employee, they just said, you know what, dude's bringing you 13 bucks. You don't work for the damn bank anyhow. Take the 13 bucks, record a damn document, and put it in a file.
Do your job, yeah.
Do your job.
So, and who's saying that?
Risk management.
The insurance company.
Risk management. Risk management. Risk management.
Risk management of the recorder's office.
At the county.
Right.
The county has a risk management office.
Oh, the point of the thing of it is if you did determine there was dishonest activity and they terminated the employee, now what you have is a claim upon him.
Thank you.
Because he's no longer indemnified.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now you can go after all of his private assets.
Exactly. And the reason why this works, and the reason why you will never get to the claim stage on this, is another reason, is because in the very insurance policy it tells us that if the county of San Bernardino is found liable on any civil or criminal judgment, then the insurance for the county terminates.
The policy.
The county of San Bernardino will never be found guilty of a criminal or civil violation.
Correct.
Ever. So why would you go in their piece of shit fictional courts and try?
And if
it will not happen.
If you did, they would have to dissolve San Bernardino County.
And they're not going to do that.
And they're not going to do that because if that happened, they'd lose their charter from the state, and there would be no insurance company on the face of the planet, including Lloyd's London, would ever be the underwriter.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. It's never about what it appears to be about. It's always something else. All right. If you want a routing number from a bank or from a corporation, if you want their routing information, you don't call the bank and say, "Let me have your routing information."
Wiring instructions.
We don't give that information out.
Send me the wiring instruction.
You call the bank and you say, "I want to cause an electronic funds transfer to hit your account. Will you please send me the wiring instructions?" Yep. Yes, sir. Here's the numbers for our routing numbers. You do too give them out. You just don't give them out when they're asked for. You only give them out when somebody asks for something else. It's never about what it appears to be about. So our remedy comes in the form of us taking charge and doing the modification. And then if we can't get our documents recorded, we go and we deal with risk management. If we have a problem in the court, we deal with risk management. We go to human resources and we start asking questions at human resources. We start making them embarrassed, okay? Go into human resources and start asking questions about these people. Say, how much does this judge make? How much are you paying this judge? I want to see his last 4 paychecks. And I want to see the bond that goes along with it in the oath of office. And if there's no oath of office and there's no bond, why are you giving him paychecks? Go in and start asking these questions. Go into a bank at 5:30 in the afternoon when there's a bunch of truck drivers and factory workers in there trying to cash a payroll check. And ask the banker, are you bringing disrepute on the banking industry as a whole? Are all these people going to be able to cash their checks? Are you telling me there's no money in this bank? Just ask questions. Have you stopped having sex with your neighbor's dog yet? Just ask questions. Okay? It doesn't matter how they answer. You're asking the questions. It's getting them to think. That's the point. Because we don't go in there. Yeah, we don't go in there and say you're committing fraud. We don't go in there and say you're a liar. You're a thief. We go in there and ask questions. Isn't that lying? Isn't that theft? And then you let them see it. Let them open their own eyes and see it. Last time I was kidnapped and locked up for 2 months, I managed to get one guard to quit, and her mother was trying to find a job so she could get out to as a mother and daughter team. The one guard, the daughter quit because she was fed up with all of it, and the mother was so fed up with it she was trying to find a job, but her excuse was she just couldn't quit until she had something else lined up because she had bills to pay. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll make sure that on Judgment Day, when we're both standing in front of our Creator, I witness for you and tell him that the reason you did this to my family is because you had bills to pay. I'll make sure he knows that. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are in the way with him, lest he drag you before the tribunal, turn you over to jail.
Open Records Act.
Yes, Open Records Act, right.
Keep me on point, boss.
Right, thank you. The Open Records Act, when we move forward to that, what I discovered in the Open Records Act in Ohio and California is that when you make a complaint, now how do you get the complaint forms? You go to county clerk. County clerk has a complaint form. You go to the county court and you get a complaint form. And when you make a complaint, the complaint and all attachments become public record.
So you attach your documents there.
So like I said, if you can't get your documents recorded, I have no sympathy for you. Because all you have to do is go to the clerk's office, get a complaint form, fill it out, put it on top of your documents, and you don't even have to give them the $13. And your documents are part of the public record. It's never what it appears to be.
Just light bulb.
It's brilliant.
Oh,
It's always something else. What?
Oh no, that's brilliant.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
Yes, sir.
Plan B, can you file those at the state level with the UCC one? Put
If
those
you have
in
their permission. If you have their permission.
Can you run that by one more time? Can you run it by one more time?
For which?
About the complaints about Danny.
Yeah, the Open Records Act says that in Ohio and California, says that when you make a complaint against a government official, the complaint and all attachments become public record.
Damn.
So you get the complaint form from the clerk, fill it out, and you put it right on the top of your documents you want to record. Take them down and give them to the clerk. And you don't even have to pay the recording fee.
The clerk of the court?
He's
No,
obligated.
the clerk, county clerk.
He's
County
ob-
clerk.
he's obligated to file the complaint.
Oh yes, he must make the complaint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you bring a complaint in, they go
Oh
clunk,
yeah,
clunk.
there you go.
But he was
Thank you.
supposed to take the original complaint, he
There you go.
didn't do it.
No, we're talking about the county clerk,
Not the
What?
county recorder,
not the county recorder,
the county.
the county clerk.
Of Superior Court.
No, the county clerk, not the court clerk.
And whatever runs through the clerk as a complaint gets recorded. Your
Notice to that,
document
yeah.
just got recorded.
Right, because any complaint that you make about any government official and all the attachments is government,
Goes to the
is
county
public
clerk.
record.
Public record.
at the
So my
And it's done at the
complaint
county, at the
is
clerk in that
against
county.
a county employee.
public.
Right.
the county
Then he goes-
recorder's office,
So it's
right?
filed
No.
against the
No.
county employee.
County.
No, it's the county
One and the
clerk.
same.
Didn't even know it existed.
No, it's not the court clerk, it's the county clerk.
Jerry, there has been another suggestion, which is to find like a title company or a mortgage company that has stacks of deeds or quick deeds that they're going to
Oh,
record.
it'll be a
I talk about up to this point, and this is up into and include, or not including, people that have already been kicked out of their home. That's the next thing I'm going to talk about. So, up until people have already been kicked out of their home, are there any questions on what I've said so far?
So they're gonna,
I have rental properties that the trustees' deeds been filed,
Uh-huh.
but the tenants are still in the properties. They haven't been evicted yet. Will you be covering something like that?
Yeah, we can talk about that as well. One of the things that you can do is the deed of trust, the trustee's deed upon sale tells the buyer that they take it with all liens and encumbrances. So if you have a lease recorded down at on the county record, yeah, you're already opening up your eyes, aren't you?
Yeah, 'cause it's two witnesses.
If you have a lease recorded at the county record, they can't be evicted. They have a lease.
So,
It transfers with the property.
It transfer, but only if it's on the public record.
it isn't yet, and the property, the trustee's deed was recorded a month or 2 or 3 ago.
Right. Yes.
So the lease is not public record.
Then all that the people could do is just try to bluff their way through the fact that they have a lease, and
What
not
can-
even bring up the issue that it's not recorded.
Can I get those properties back? Can I
Yes,
do
that's what we're gonna
paperwork?
talk about next.
Okay,
I love it.
How do you modify the, or how do you do the modification? Is it on the website?
Yes. Okay. Any other questions about what we talked about so far?
So after you modify it, then you're going to record it.
Record the modification.
Then you're going
Then-
to send the notice out to all the
We already did that.
Okay.
First, yeah.
So once you record it, that's it.
Then after you record the modification, then you're gonna go down. You record the revocation of power of attorney.
Okay.
Then you go and you record the substitution of trustee.
Okay. So
Then you send a letter to the new trustee and ask them to reconvey the property, and then they go down and reconvey the property. And then I suggest you then get it out of your name, put it in trust or something. Get it out of your name.
So that list you just read is what we see on private radio.
Yes,
What- okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
What if the property is already in trust from the get-go?
Well, that's a whole totally separate issue that you'll have to
then
deal
appoint a
with,
trustee.
because the trustee's the one that has to take care of all this.
Yeah.
But I suggest you get it out of the name that it was in for the bank.